to deliberations. The court is back in session.
Those guys are now on standby until 11:30. He said,
So, as you can tell, Emily was just by. She gave us a quick update of when she came out and what's going on in the general mood of how they're treating her, which is quite different from yesterday. You got it? The verdict can come out at any time from now, I would imagine. I don't think it'll come out just yet, but anytime today. I don't think they're going to want to deliberate past into another day, I would presume. So some people are garnering attention up there. I might wander up. Yeah, I don't want to back up too far. Yeah, I know. But I wanted to turn around, that's why. So I might wander up there a bit. Hold on. I want to find out what he's saying.
Ever since that case, I've had an almost universal policy of having the defendant do the things. It had nothing to do with anybody's race or anything like that. And I never had a complaint about it before. In fact, I haven't had a complaint about it here. But some people seem to be dissatisfied with that. And people who want to undermine the result of the trial. So that's today's statement on that.
BLM said, Jack, look at this. This is what I don't understand. Maybe the news network can explain it to me. All cops are bastards, right? Except for the DA, right? The DA is not a bastard. They're your friends. Abolish all prisons? Not for Kyle Rittenhouse. We want the prisons for him. Defund the police, except for the ones that arrested Kyle Rittenhouse. Hypocrisy, 101. CNN? If you guys talk or communicate with CNN, they're the reason for all this. They're the ones that brought on this narrative that America's racist. America's not racist. Want to get to the root of racism? Anybody want to get to the root of racism? Look at the Democratic Party. Look at them. Abraham Lincoln was what? A Republican. Republican Party was founded in Rupin, Wisconsin to abolish slavery, to fight Democrats for their slavery. It's not right. What's going on in this country is not right. And it's not racism. It's the media. You guys, how do you report this? Are you going to report it as I'm a racist? Because I want to stand up for a 17-year-old kid that got attacked by a chomo? That's not right. A chomo. Everybody knows what a chomo is, right?
No, what's a chomo?
Nobody knows what a chomo is? Not one person. Anybody. Well, being informed, like Denzel Washington said, if you read the newspapers, you're ill-informed. If you don't, you're not informed. If you want to know what a chomo is, look it up. Because that's what he got attacked by. Pedophile. Oh, man.
Your phone and see
how they're calling it.
it's streaming.
No, I'm sorry. Minor attracted person. That's what they're calling them now. Chomo. People that want to touch your kids, they got a pronoun for it now. If you don't call them that, you call them a pedophile, you're going to be in trouble. They're going to cancel you. But you know what? I've been canceled. It's not that bad. You get more honesty, quality people in your life when you just push the fucking retards out of there. You know?
Sir, your question.
So,
we're starting a show called To Cat the Predator here in Kenosha.
Okay.
So what would you think about Kyle Rittenhouse being the main character, being a track record of social predator?
There's one piece of evidence.
Give me the new Chris Hansen.
No.
It'd be way more like, you know
I
what I
would say
mean?
no because let me think on it for a
Go
minute.
on, go on. Interesting, go on,
That
go
was my
on.
thought. Just nonsense.
Go on.
I don't know how
I would say no because he's still a child in my eyes.
Okay.
You know, to give him that limelight, he doesn't. You can tell him totally. He doesn't want this fame.
Right.
You know, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's making him look like, oh, he went out there to riot and to shoot everybody.
Right.
We all see the trial.
so as they watch
Maybe we
these
did.
videos,
Maybe some of us only watched the prosecution part.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've been noticing on the news, that they're only showing the prosecution part. But they're not.
Right.
You know, if you watch anything defense, you'll know that all DAs are bastards.
Okay. Okay.
All DAs are bastards. I'm telling you, I'm going to get this crowd to say that tonight because I want to unite. I want, as a medic, as a Trump supporter,
Okay.
I want to unite with BLM. Because that's the only way we can take this system back. Obviously, it's corrupt.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure, for sure. Okay.
So how do we take it back if we don't unite? Because that's all they want. That's all the DA wants. They want us divided on this. I don't want to be divided. I want to be united.
So how do you feel about all those underage boys that lost their boyfriend, Joseph Rosenbaum, due to Kyle's reckless behavior?
Kyle's
Due to Kyle's reckless behavior, a bunch of underage boys lost their boyfriend, Joseph Rosenbaum. How do you feel about that?
interesting way to put it.
Yes.
Boyfriend? I don't think a 9, 10, 11-year-old boy.
Wait, are you saying you have morals?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
I
no,
know.
no, no,
It's
no, that is
unbelievable. I know, I know, I know. All DAs are bastards. Any other questions?
The assault rifle necessary.
What's that?
The assault rifle necessary.
Hell yeah!
Would a handgun have been more effective?
He couldn't have had, if you watch the trial, he couldn't have had a handgun because it's illegal to have a handgun in Wisconsin when you're under the age of 18.
But an assault rifle is.
Yes, yes, I know. The laws are bullshit. That's why I'm saying the DA is corrupt. Don't say all cops are bastards if you're not going to put the DA in that, correct?
Correct.
Anybody smoke?
So can I just ask you why you decided to come out here? What
He's a kid that's being politically prosecuted. I was at the DC riot.
Is there
I was there.
Wisconsin? What's that like?
Do you want to give a different perspective?
That's
All the
political
time.
prisoners.
You know, they stand up for themselves, they get arrested. I just don't understand it myself.
So do you have any issue with what he's saying?
Well, you know, to find faults with people who try to do the right thing, you know, doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Some things are unexcusable. If they would have got the proper time they should have gotten when they committed the crimes, that wouldn't have been a problem. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, you had mentioned something about an assault weapon.
yes, an assault rifle. Two people were killed and one was injured with an assault rifle. That was menacing to walk around a riot and insulting to walk around with an assault rifle during a riot. If you don't understand why people were rioting and you wanted to do the right thing, you just contradicted yourself.
Okay. So
A handgun would have been just as effective, and it wouldn't have offended so many people.
So you think that the actual weapon that he uses is one of the bigger issues with
That,
this?
you know, that's offensive. You know, you go to put things down with an assault rifle.
Well, do you think a gun in general is what is used to put down the issue?
I don't know why he needed a gun to put out fires and stop people from rioting unless he planned on putting them down.
Okay. Interesting. So, what about the case itself?
The case itself, I don't know. It was a messy situation from the beginning. Honestly, he shouldn't have acted like that. He should have, stayed home or, walk around with some signs saying, "Hey, stop this! This is madness" or something. But to take lives like that, it's not okay like that. Who they were, if people start taking the law into their own hands because they're offended, this place would be chaos.
So, what about that evening? The city of Kenosha was having some difficulties, as everybody remembers. So, do you think that I think initially he said he was there to protect one of the businesses or something. Do you think that those people who were there to protect the businesses, do you think they should have possibly either not been there or, like you said, stay home? Or
Well, I can understand protecting your business. If anybody was attacked by I don't think anybody was actually attacked by a rioter. So for him to come down here and do that, or up here and do that, was kind of like, I can see business owners has every right to defend their business, but for somebody to say I want to do the right thing, that's one thing. I heard he was trying to put out a trash can fire. Okay, but it was just unnecessary for him to take an assault rifle though. Right. A handgun would have been just as effective.
Well, actually, I think he was shot at one point, and the gentleman who was shot in the bicep on the video, it had him with the handgun in his hand.
All right.
So in that situation, do you think even if he
you
did
think he would have been shot at if he had an assault rifle, a visible assault rifle, antagonizing people, racial slurs possibly?
Oh, I don't
as he's
know.
walking down the
I'm
street?
asking you. That's why.
Yeah, it definitely would have been an issue if he would just had a handgun. You know how menacing and insulting that is to walk around with an assault rifle during a riot.
So okay, and I think a lot of people have an idea what an assault rifle is, and is there a certain? Obviously, you're talking about it, but is there a certain specific, or what makes a regular rifle an assault rifle?
Oh, I believe a rifle will fire a single shot at a time,
Okay,
right? Assault
right.
rifle fire multiple bullets in a fast amount of time, a quick amount of time, right?
Yeah.
For multiple enemies, not to defend yourself, but to take the offensive, right? Well, you're defending yourself, your life, but that's to put people down. You don't go to a buffet with a fork and say, "I don't want to eat."
So when you so basically you're talking about automatic versus semi-automatic rifle, and so if you have a
Beretta would have been acceptable.
okay, so but most people are, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe an AR-15
Yes,
is a semi-automatic.
It's too much.
So it's not a repeating off the
It's
trigger.
still rapid fire though.
Well, you'd have to
Right.
repeat it with your finger.
Right, but still rapid fire though.
But yeah, so something's going on. Maybe not. So very good. Now, what would you expect if the jury came back and he's acquitted of all charges? What would be your message with that?
If he's acquitted of all charges, that's going to send a message that I can't really say. Both sides, like maybe it's okay to do the right thing, or if it's in your heart that it's the right thing to do it. But then that's chaos.
So what about? I think there's like 6 independent charges against him. Some of them is murder or manslaughter and different charges. Would any of those satisfy justice in your eyes?
One more time, please. I was distracted.
Back in the day.
Would he has like 6 charges against him? Would any of those charges that if they're levied against him, would that satisfy justice in your eyes, whether it's murder or manslaughter or?
Well, see, here's the thing about being sentenced. If Kyle is sentenced and sent to prison, if he gets a bare minimum, if his intentions were truly good, he can actually go to prison for the minimum amount of time and meet some of the people who are victims of injustice, who just want to do the right thing but didn't have any other choice to do things. There's a lot of good people in prison who just had to, make ends meet, take care of their children, because, they just didn't have the means or the opportunity. So if Kyle can even just sit there and rub shoulders with them, he can probably find a better way when he's out. He can probably become the hero that he thought he was.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You need to put this somewhere else because you keep moving your bag and fucking it needs to be like on your jacket or something.
Here.
I don't know if that's close enough.
I'll just keep it here. I'll keep it on my hip.
Everything big and great gotta be an elephant. Because the elephants are big and they're great. So anything that's big and great gotta be an elephant. That's your reason. You flawed.
I said duck. I didn't say anything about an elephant. I said a
It's
duck.
the same thing. Quacking,
Yeah,
walking, the same
if you
thing.
act like a racist, you're a racist. Right? If you act like a racist, you're a racist. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. Anybody can be racist. right? I mean, would you? No. Who can't be racist?
People that do not have power to be racist can't be racist.
People that don't. I want to think about
Because
it.
no, you can be
People that
biased.
don't have
You can be
power.
biased.
So I don't have
You
power.
don't
at all.
know
I can't
difference.
be
You don't know
racist.
the difference between racist, bias, and prejudice. You don't know the difference between those.
Say it again.
The difference between racist, bias, and prejudice. Those are different words.
So you can't be racist against.
You can
a
be
woman,
biased.
but
You
can
can be
biased
prejudiced.
against a woman,
Yeah, you be
right?
biased. You be prejudiced. But
Okay.
but if you don't have the power to enact racism, you can't be racist.
Wow, where's your logic come from?
I know they don't teach
Explain
that
to
in school
me
you went
where
to.
you come up with that. Explain to me.
Just Google it, bro. I ain't gotta explain to you. I'm not here for your history
Google
lessons.
what?
Just read a book.
Google what?
Read a book.
I do read books, and it all tells me that the Democrats started slavery in this country, and the Republican Party was founded in Rupin, Wisconsin.
Do
to
it
stop
matter
the
who? Do
Democratic
it matter
Party
who
from-
started?
Does it matter who started?
Do it matter
Let's go
more
back
who
to this
ends
case.
it than who started?
Let's go back to this case. Hell yeah, it does.
Because it didn't start there.
The Chomo
Slavery
started
existed
it.
long
The
before
Chomo
this
started
country
it.
came
The
forth.
Chomo started it.
Slavery
The
started
American
long
ended.
before this became America. So they didn't introduce slavery.
Okay,
They
you're
didn't
having a hard
invent
time-
slavery.
You're having a hard time.
They didn't
getting
invent
your
it.
head around. Hey, I understand.
They didn't invent it.
No, I didn't I'm not
So
saying
it wasn't
they
no
didn't.
party that invented it.
Why do you think they're letting wars open?
There wasn't even
Why
Democrat.
do you think they have the borders open for? Give me your definition of why
we
you
get all
think
the
the
way to
borders
borders?
are open.
How we get all the way to the
Slavery.
border?
Slavery, that's what it's about. They want all these people to come in our country and get $5 an hour jobs.
Our country. You claim this to be your country.
Oh yeah, it's my country. I was born here. Were you born here?
You claim this to be
In
your country.
Kenosha? Hey, you got to be proud of where you live. Love where you live. Isn't that the Democratic slogan? See, they fill your head with all these
Well,
lies.
I'm saying this.
But
I'm
they-
not
what have
going. I'm
they
not
done?
going to break into somebody's
What have
house
they
and call it
done?
my house.
What have they done?
I'm not going to break into somebody's house and call it my house.
Really?
Really, I'm not. I'm not going to break into your house and say this is my house.
So I'm responsible for what my ancestors did, is what you're saying.
I don't know. Should you be? That's what
No.
you said. Should you be?
Should you?
No,
Anthony
man,
Jackson was the very first black slave owner. Should he? Anthony Jackson. He was the very first black slave owner. Is he responsible for it too?
Where?
In the United States. Again, I'm going to use your words. Read a book.
Oh wait.
Buy a book. Steve Lincoln said
Asking to
that.
see video while the defense is blocking the video. Their video they use, they don't want the jury to see. We don't need suppression. We don't need supremacists. We don't need separatists. We need the truth, and that brings us all together.
Talk about community impact. Oh, you have something, Phil? Go ahead.
Make sure.
Go ahead.
Bishop Grant, this will solve two birds with one stone. Would you tell Christian about the meetings you've been holding with the community? You said you did that last night.
We met
He's been
yesterday.
having meetings overnight.
Yeah,
How to preserve the peace.
we met yesterday with the leaders of Kenosha, headed up by Tanya McClain and Justin Blake, pastors and clergy and elected officials and entrepreneurs and business owners. We're coming together in a very comprehensive way to ensure that peace and protest can coexist, and that we in fact will not allow agitators and outsiders and those who want to heighten and exploit the fear and the pain of people in this community. You know, the McCloskeys came in from St. Louis here to stoke fears, to set fires of passion and emotion, and to fundraise. Can you imagine that exploitive behavior of coming into this city to fundraise for a Senate campaign? We don't want those kind of individuals in this city. We've collaborated with them, and we have every confidence that no matter what the verdict is, peace and protest will exist without violence of any kind.
Right, no matter which way this goes.
No matter which way this goes, because the people of Kenosha learned a lot from that summer. And one of the things they learned how to build back better. They learned how to stand together. Come on. The businesses that have survived, the neighborhoods that have survived, and the families that have survived will not perish. They will not be attacked. They will not undergo what they went through before. We've learned better, and we're going to do better.
And we just want to add one thing to that. First off, this young man's bail money came from organizations like the Skinheads, the Ku Klux Klan. We can't take away the fact that his ideology comes from those that want to harm African Americans, those who want to hurt minorities. This guy just played it out. It manifested as in the acts that he did when he said 30 to 40 days ago, prior to shooting him, that he couldn't wait to shoot somebody, and named the gun and actually did it. So there's a sophisticated strand of racism, systemic racism, from the top to the bottom in this city. It needs to be carved out like the brown part of an apple, exposed for what it is, and eat the rest of the apple and go ahead about our business. This kid is guilty as hell. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. And we don't want to set precedents here that children that should be playing Xbox, that shoot up all them things and then restart the game, be out on the streets of America with AR-15s deciding who lives and who dies. That's absurd. And I can't believe any family will want that to be a fact.
Here's the proof of the peace that's possible here. This woman here stood on these same steps with us and our signs and our flags every day. We coexist and stand on the same ground. She walked away alive last night, so did I, so did Justin. I've not threatened her, she's not threatened me. I respect her point of view, she respects my point of view. At the end of the day, we have the right to life. This is why Kenosha will be a better city.
That's right.
Because we're not allowing agitation, we're not allowing the provocateurs,
that's right,
those who want to sabotage democracy. We're not allowing it. She has a right to her position.
That's right.
I have a right to my position. She has a right to her opinion. I have a right to my opinion. At the end of the day, we need to walk away and go home to our families.
That's right.
That's what's most important. Cal Rittenhouse didn't give us that opportunity. But the fact of the matter is, just because I disagree doesn't mean I have the right to take your life.
That's right.
That's why Kenosha will be better.
I don't want to leave you out of the conversation. I don't want to create a debate, but I mean, just your feeling. I see your sign, self-defense, not a crime. You have a feeling about this.
Yes, I feel very passionately because I was out here the first night when Bob actually got knocked out in the uptown area at the mattress station. People wanted to kill me over my sign saying back the blue. I walked around the corner right here and about 30 Antifa tried to jump me over my sign just saying that. I let them have the sign, law enforcement came off and they spread. But I believe that Kyle was acting in self-defense. He came here to protect the community, clean up graffiti, and he was protecting the car lot down there when he was attacked.
Did they have anything on them that identified them as Antifa? How did you know?
Well, because they had complete black on. One of them said X12 on her thing, and then anti-fascist something on the shield that they had.
I think at the end of the day, what it shows is that there's obviously a disagreement on these front steps. What's happening in the jury's not happening out here. We're here because we got people power. And the fact of the matter is, 2 young men were shot and killed that had no weapons other than a skateboard and their bodies. That's not lethal enough to bring about gunshots that take people out of this world. So we'll see at the end of the day, it feels really good. We know some of the charges are not going to stick. That's part of this process. But we don't believe this young man's going home tonight. And that'll be a great victory for this city, the county, and the state, and this nation.
Good response.
I feel that he will go home tonight as a free man. I feel that he will be found not guilty because of all the facts that were put forward to back up that statement. You've seen in the drone video that they actually altered it so people would believe their side of the story. So I really believe that he will walk out a free man tonight.
What about the community here? I mean, no matter which way this goes, you want it to go one way, they want it to go another way. What do you hope for in the end of this?
I just pray no matter which way it goes, there's peace and everybody can heal because it's been a tumultuous past year and a half for both sides, and we just need to come together and heal as a nation and move forward and realize that our issue isn't necessarily with each other, it's with what's going on in the system on both sides, you know. So I really hope that we can come together and find a peaceful ground after this.
One thing's a fact, that once you've taken the can off something, it's never the same. We're not going back to the same old, same old. We're here to disrupt that, we're here to take it down, we're here to dismantle it, and we're here to help rebuild it. What's happened to African Americans, look down in Georgia. There's 50% of African Americans in Georgia in that case, yet it's only 1 African American on the trial. If this system ain't corrupt, I don't know what it is. So there's too many African American in penitentiaries all across this nation. We want to help rebuild this. If you're a true patriot, it's not just what's good for white people, it's what's good for this country. So we want the patriots to come down to this courtroom and celebrate with the Blake family as we push for justice for Anthony and JoJo. It's safe out here. We need the people and the citizens to speak and speak loud that they want justice today. Thank y'all so much.
Great, let's just put the names on the record if you don't mind.
Justin Blake, Big Jake's brother, the son of Uncle Jacob Blake that was shot 7 times in the back.
Bishop Tavis, T-A-V-I-S, G-R-A-N-T, National Director, Rainbow Push. Bishop Tavis, T-A-V-I-S, G-R-A-N-T, National Field Director, Rainbow Push.
Thank you.
And I'm Emily Cahill, EMILYCAHILL, and I'm here by myself. I mean, I'm a Will County Young Republican, but I'm here just to show support for Kyle.
Are you from Kenosha? Or are you?
No, I'm from the Chicagoland area, Will County, actually. Thank you.
A couple of other questions too. I noticed you were here yesterday. We did talk. What is the temperature like out here today? I know yesterday.
It's way different. It's a lot more peaceful. It seems like the temperature's way down. I don't know if it'll stay that way until the verdict comes, but I know last night they took my sign, so I had to make a new one. So, but this time I put BLM.org, so maybe it won't be so offensive to them, because that's really what I was meaning, is BLM, like as a whole, not the whole thought process of BLM. So.
What do you mean?
The people that came out and that are basically monopolizing off a bad situation. So like the Adam Toledo case and different things like that, where they come out, they ask for donations, they ask for this and that, but then they don't do anything for the community. So that's the type of people I was talking about. And then Antifa are the ones that are clearly burn and loot and try and attack patriots. We've seen it in New York City, we've seen it in Portland, we've seen it all over the place where they attack them for no reason.
Are you worried? Are you have any concerns at all once the verdict comes down?
A little bit, because I've seen a lot of things on social media, and I've heard the way that they were talking last night, that if it's not guilty, that I should probably run.
What would your outcome be if the verdict came back as a hung with your?
Either way that it comes back, I just pray for peace. I mean, I really hope that it comes back not guilty, because the evidence put forward corroborates with that statement. But if it's not, I mean, there's not much that we can really do. I just really pray for peace, because people are really agitated by this situation. So, good.
Question. You mentioned, not rolling, but you mentioned about another guy you saw get beat up. Was he the one with the MAGA hat on and got jumped? Was that the same one we're talking about? Because I remember a guy got beat up too the last time, but I don't know if it was the same person.
The last time up here?
Yeah, you were. I think you were saying that.
The first time I was here? Yeah, the very first night I got Bob. He was the guy that owned the mattress station. He had the fire extinguisher, and he was spraying people.
He didn't have a MAGA hat on, did he? Okay, never mind. Because I saw a guy get jumped, but he had on a MAGA hat. I thought we were talking about the same person.
He actually wasn't a Trump supporter. Listen to this, so Trump called him and tried to talk to him on the phone. Bob said, "I don't want to talk to that man," and hung up.
Nice.
And then told me about it.
Why did they beat him up though? Your Bob.
Because he was spraying him with a fire extinguisher. They were running out the back of the mattress station with bottles.
Okay.
And then one of the girls threw a bottle at him.
Okay.
And then her boyfriend walked up and punched him in the side of the face.
Got it. Okay.
And nobody's been arrested for that either. But it's all on camera.
Well, thank you very much for talking with me again.
Yep. Have a great day. Ooh-wee.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Pretty good.
So yeah, here at the courthouse, you caught all of that, I would imagine. Several individuals basically stating what their belief is. Some of it a little more outrageous than other, but at least I think the music started. Yeah, I know, the music started.
Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun.
Well, if the judge gets another 1,000 death threats along.